the stadium here at No Smoking Zone, folks. And during timeouts and the intervals at quarter and three-quarter time, if we could not use the centre aisles, to stay away from the front of the benches and the boxes there, just use the side aisles if at all possible. Tip-off time for the big game tonight.
About to get underway, the match between the Newcastle Falcons and the North Melbourne Giants. A vastly different starting five for the Falcons tonight. Michael Johnson, Al Green, Jason Joins, Chris Dill, Peter Harvey. For North Melbourne, Mark Leader, Martin Clark, Raymond Borner, Paul Maley and Scott Fisher. Dave Ankeny, my co-commentator, former coach of the Newcastle Falcons. Coach Ken Cole opting for a lot of youth and a lot of inexperience out there.
Well, my heavens, I'll tell you what, this would have to be a real a change of pace here, and I'm sure it surprised North Melbourne. He's worried about fouls. His team's picking up early fouls, and he feels this is a way to stop his team from getting those early ones, and perhaps keep them rested for the fourth quarter where they've turned the last few games up. And there we see a nice drive by Peter Harvey. There's a charging call, and I don't know who he hit there. It was well blocked by Scott Fisher. And who he hit, I don't know.
Having a look at the average points per quarter that both sides score in the first quarter, the Falcons 25.8 to the North Melbourne Giants 31.7. The second quarter, the Falcons a little bit better, 26.3. North Melbourne 28.5. Save for the half, the Falcons about 8 points per half in arrears on average of the North Melbourne Giants. And we see Maley going to the line for the first time tonight. Paul Maley has been one of the real improvers this year in the National Basketball League. He had a great year last year, but he really has improved again this year.
Yes, there was a lot of concern at North Melbourne about they got rid of Joe Hillman, the point guard, and they picked up Maley, who was a forward. And at the beginning of the season, when North Melbourne weren't going so well, there was a lot of conjecture of whether he should be on the squad, but he's proved everyone wrong. He's averaging 26 points a game, 8th in the league. And North Melbourne are moving along quite well. So
yes, they've played 9, lost 5, and are in 4th position on the National Basketball League ladder at the moment. And certainly one of the contenders. Jump ball, who says jump ball replaying is Martin Clark and Peter Harvey. Let's have a look at that.
And this is what we see. North Melbourne like to throw different defenses. Here we see a half-court trap. So in other words, they're putting 2 men on the point guard there, hoping. And actually, Peter Harvey did mishandle there, and he almost handed the ball there to Clark. So, no foul, jump ball, good call.
So 2 small men in the centre circle. Not too often you see this. Harvey gets the tip off.
You know, Mike, one point I'd like to make, and I'm not going to think of the Kings game. The Falcons lost every quarter jump, and they've lost the first 2 tonight. And I mean, that's 6 possessions. You've got to do something to win that jump. If the other team gets it, well, they've got a chance to shoot, and you don't. And I know that's a small problem, but something that obviously going to help them get that extra few points.
Coach Bruce Palmer has seen that the Falcons have gone with a bit of an experienced lineup, full court press.
Yes, well, good thinking. Bruce is a well-established coach in the league, and he does that anyway.
But still, gets the 2 points for the Falcons. Mark Leader with the ball for the North Melbourne Giants. Of course, a daunting task for Jason Joyce, taking on the likes of Borner, Maley, and also Fisher. Clark inside to Borner.
Well, he's been training all year, so this is a good chance for Jason to really show his value. And there's a 3 there from Mark Leader. Very underrated player in the league, Mark Leader. He's just a steady, good team man, and he's really proved his worth for North Melbourne. He scores, he defends, he assists, he rebounds, he does it all.
Leader to Maley and Johnson come together. Borner crashes into Maley, acts like a point guard, comes off Peter Harvey. A little bit lucky that the Falcons got that one back. That came off Peter Harvey, there was no doubt about that. Harvey dishes off to Al Green now on the inbound.
Well, there's 2 calls there by Mal Cooper, and again, I don't like to pick on the referees, but 2 very questionable calls this early in the game.
Green now, big responsibility on his shoulders. Gets around Borner, gets around Leader, dishes off to Jason Joins, who's in there. Will it drop for him? It won't, but he'll go to the line to shoot a couple. An area that is not Jason Joins' best area. But the Falcons are in there scrapping, they only trail by 4.
That's right, and I'm anxious to see when Coach Cole brings his first 5 back on.
Jason Joins at the line, and he's shooting 40% from there. He's had a game high 15, and he misses the first. Now with the second, little push, tentative shot. Was lucky to make the ring.
And North Melbourne have a very good transition game. They like to run the ball. There's a nice pass inside the Leader. Misses a shot, but Newcastle comes up with it, and they're on the break now. Chris Steele decides to hold it up.
Al Green dishes off to Harvey. Steele to Michael Johnson. Falls away. Somehow gets the pass to Green, and blocking foul by Mark Leader, and the Falcons will inbound from the side. An interesting comment in the program, Dave, that Michael Johnson has displayed top quality defence in recent weeks. He certainly has done that, but by gee, he's been down in the scoring department.
Yes, Mike is only averaging under 20 points this year, and I think that's probably the first time in his career that he's averaged under 20. In the last 4 or 5 games, he's able to hit about 16. His confidence is way down when it comes to the shooting. And there's an easy one for Scott Fisher. No one picked him up. And that's woeful defense there by the Falcons that let him drive from halfway and just score uncontested. They're going to have to do better than that.
Green now to Harvey. The youngsters really have their work cut out here. Michael Johnson fires into Chris Steele with a good pass. Nearly turns it over, does well to get it back inside the paint now. Takes on the North Melbourne big men. Clark comes up with it for North Melbourne. He tries to get around Al Green now, pushing towards the bucket along the baseline, but can't do so. Goes to the top of the key to Borner. Now to Leader, who nearly turns it over, just took his eyes off the ball. Clark now in a little bit of space, just pull-up jumper. Green gets it to Johnson. The Falcons come out quickly. To Harvey. Harvey takes on Leader, and the lovely little layup won't drop for him. Deserved better. Borner now. Chris Steele with a good interception. Good defence by Chris Steele on that occasion. Michael Johnson now. Jason joins, trying to set a couple of picks. Now Green. Green with the three-point attempt with the Falcons. It lips out. Fisher with the easiest of rebounds. To Leader. The intensity certainly there. The pace of the game is tremendous.
It certainly is, and I think these young guys of the Falcons are really trying to show that they deserve to be out there. And there we see a block there from Jason Joins, and who would pick that, blocking Ray Borner? Mike Johnson in for 2, and Ray Borner comes back with the block. But body contact, and Mike Johnson will go to the line now for 2 shots.
15 right.
Well, good hustle by the Falcons here. Let's have a look at that again. Chris Steele picks up the ball to Peter Harvey.
And there we go. And that's a great. Peter Harvey had a blinder of a game the few minutes he was on. That was a great pass to Mike Johnson. Mike did hit the shot. A bit of contact there. Ray Borner not happy, but Peter Harvey came in last week. He played 13 minutes. He had 4 of the best assists you'd ever see all year. And that's what he's known for. And here we look at Michael Johnson. What a great career. Averaging 23 points a game. Over 245 NBL games. He's still quite young. He still has quite a few years left in him.
So
Scott Fisher happy to bring the ball up. Brings it up, takes that little jump shot.
Joins with the rebound.
Look for the foul, nothing called.
Harvey now to Johnson. Stands, delivers Michael Johnson. Maybe this is the night that MJ hits top form. The Falcons only trail by a point.
Well, you know, the Falcons in general, they need to have a night where everything goes right for them. They've had bad luck in recent weeks. There goes another little mishap. Exum in the game, and he puts in a little jump shot for 2 points. That's exactly what Newcastle did not need.
7:02 left in the first term. There's only 3 points in it. So Coach Ken Cole now swings a couple of changes for the Newcastle Falcons. James Bullock into the game, and also strongman Grant Kruger to Michael Johnson. The full court press still stays for North Melbourne. Harvey to Johnson again. Looking for some work. Harvey now gets it inside to Al Green. Johnson, plenty of time. Thought about the 2-point attempt. Gives it back to Green. Green now. Favourite position for Al Green. And the Falcons trail by a point. A small crowd, but very enthusiastic. Shooting percentage, 29% for the Falcons, 40% for the Giants, but the Falcons only trail by 3 points. And Coach Ken Cole now swings another substitution. Troy Trevelyan coming in to replace Peter Harvey. Peter Harvey, a good passage to play.
Yes, certainly did, and it's good to see him back in action for the Falcons. He's been missing for several weeks with a hand injury. And, well, Coach Cole tactics, they worked this time. The young guys kept him in the game, and there's a great pass.
No score.
And
yes,
no
it is.
score.
The score will count. Now, Leader gets the blocking foul. Trevelyan took him on. Here it is.
And this is a super pass. I'll tell you what, that's a super pass. And he saw the defense coming, and the Leader tried to get there, but a bit late.
Mark Leader all of a sudden realised he was in a ball game.
That's right. And what a matchup here. We have Bullock and Fisher, 2 of the best players in the league. James Bullock, #1 rebounder in the league after last week's great effort against Sydney.
Green, sensational rebound. Won't drop for him, but Exum will get the foul, and Green will go to the line and shoot a couple. One of the things that I've been tremendously impressed with Troy Trevelyan is his vision. He's got sensational vision.
He certainly does, and he doesn't mind pinpointing that open man, and that was a good example. And here we see Al Green, 326 points, an average of 23.2. It's quite worthy to note that he averaged 9 points last year for Adelaide, and he's had a great season at 55%, which is great, and shooting 74% from the line.
None from two so far tonight. Bullock gets it back to Trevelyan. Johnson, three-point attempt from a long way out, and the Falcons tie it up at 12 apiece. Let's have a look at that again. He had an eternity, but Trevelyan put him into space after Bullock got the rebound. Here he is. Kruger just made the little block there. The defence couldn't get to him, and he just sunk it at the other end. Trevelyan comes out quickly now, gives it off to Al Green, who takes on leader. What a layup from Al Green!
That was a great double pump, great dish off again by Trevelyan, and Al Green, I'll tell you what, that was a good double pump. The guy was going for the block. And we see North Melbourne now trying to post up leader.
Fisher at the charity stripe, nearly travelled there, did well to get it over to leader.
And that was good hustle by Kruger there to force Fisher to make the pass.
Maley now looking inside to leader. He gets it, tries to swivel on Al Green. The defence is there. They swarm over him, and Grant Kruger gets the foul off the ball in defence with Scott Fisher. So the intensity is certainly there in the opening 5 minutes of this match. The Falcons lead 14-12 after 5 minutes, and North Melbourne already have chalked up 5 team fouls, so they're in the bonus. Scott Fisher, 125 games, 3,500 points at 29.1. 56, he's had a game high. 41% from outside the line and 83% from the charity stripe.
Now here we see an argument, and it's quite rightful. Grant Kruger not happy about who's shooting the fouls. That should be Mark Leader at the foul line. And the referees have made the adjustment, and Leader goes to the line. Scott Fisher trying to sneak in there for those foul shots. Scott Fisher, a very good foul shooter, but Mark Leader puts it away. That makes it 14-13.
You wouldn't have done anything like that, would you? Snuck in there to
Never.
try and pitch a couple?
Never.
Exum, very good rebound, gives it off the leader, and the Giants are back in front.
And we see North Melbourne picking them up full court. They're going to run at Newcastle. Newcastle wanted to run at them, and both teams are going to say, well, we'll beat you at your own game.
Bullock takes on leader, gives it out to Trevelyan. Johnson now takes on Maley, has the fall away jumper, it won't drop for him. Exum gets the rebound, gives it off to Fisher now. Maley it is, I should say, the lookalikes. Gives it over to Clark. Clark now out to leader. Leader with the three-pointer. Tams won't drop for him, but Exum's there with a brilliant tap in for 2 points to the Giants.
Well, he certainly has to have a good couple of minutes on the court, Exum. He's picked up the odd rebound. He's had a beautiful tip-in. And here we see the three-pointer from Leader from the side. And this is really good timing. Look at this timing here. He goes up one hand, lays it in, and he's really a valuable man off the bench.
At the other end, Troy Trevelyan gets a couple of brilliant points for the Falcons. They trail by a point, 17-16, as the Tau boys come up to mop a little bit of perspiration off the floor. There is plenty of sweaty bodies out there already. This game being played at a furious pace. Clark now, Kruger and Fisher. Big contact. Clark now tries to get around Green, forces in on Green, gives it to Fisher at the line, lips out for him. Bullock with a sensational rebound, gives it off to Trevelyan now. Bullock back to his rebounding best. Trevelyan just settling play down for the Falcons. To Michael Johnson. Shooting percentage, same number of shots by both teams, 43 to 50%. Green lips out.
And Al Green, one of the better three-point shooters in the league, just a bit unlucky there.
Clark,
going
Michael
for the
Johnson
foul.
got a hand on it.
Fisher missed it, and there we see that Exum again for a nice tip-in. And the other players look a bit flat, and that's probably what North Melbourne needed, was someone to come off the bench, lift a little bit.
Trevelyan now, forcing in on Clark. To James Bullock. Johnson thought about the three, at the line, dishes off to Bullock. Bullock with a jumper for 2. Hits the rim and falls out into the hands of Exum. Clark with the ball for the Giants.
Del Zoppo into the game for North Melbourne.
Fisher, good ball to Exum, nearly turns it over. Fisher and Kruger, big clash of bodies in there. Bullock, 3-on-2 now. Bullock, will he drive all the way for the bucket? Does it well, rolls it off the fingers. That's a superb pass.
Now, James took his time that time. That was good, smart play, good move to the basket. He had a smaller man on him, and he took advantage of it.
Del Zoppo, Exum. Now to Clark. And the foul's off the ball. And it was Fisher, I think, that got the foul. 2:43 left in the term. The Falcons only trail by the single point. Trevelyan now brings the ball back for the Falcons, sees some space. Exum got a hand on the shot.
Now, that was good help defense and a very good block there. Trevelyan quite a little bit ambitious in there. And there we see Clark go, passes off to Maley. We haven't seen him take too many shots, but he misses on that occasion. And here we go. And this should be an easy two for Mike Johnson. And he misses a shot, but he goes to the line.
Del Zoppo made some good ground to get back there and affect the defence on Michael Johnson. He would have loved that one to drop, but it didn't happen. So Michael will go to the line to shoot a couple as Mark Leader comes back in for the Giants. On the bench, Coach Ken Cole with his arm around Neil Turner, just giving him some words of encouragement. 2 from 2 from the line, MJ tonight. 5,670 career points at 23.1. 3 from 3. Maybe it is Michael Johnson's night.
Well, let's hope so. Small but loyal fans here in Newcastle would love nothing better than to see the Falcons get up.
Of course, the Falcons tonight in direct competition with the Newcastle Knights, who are playing the Brisbane Broncos over there at the International Sports Centre.
Yes, and both teams have had a bad run lately, and wouldn't it be nice to see both teams get up tonight and let the people of Newcastle have a little bit of a party time tonight.
Fisher falls away with a jumper. It won't drop her, and Kruger, strong rebound, breaks out quickly, pulls up now, gives it to Green. Good strong rebound by Kruger.
Yeah, and he's putting Fisher off his game. Just that pushing and shoving. Fisher's missed his shots that he normally puts in, and I think it's that constant bashing. And there's a nice fadeaway jumper there from Bullock. That's a better shot from James. He's a better 12 to 15-foot shooter. And sometimes he goes out about 18-foot, 20-foot, and I think that's probably not his game.
Strong body contact again, Kruger and also Fisher. Del Zoppo, now to Fisher. Clark, Troy Trevelyan on him very quickly. Now they've got to go to the top again at Del Zoppo. The 10-second hooter's gone. Del Zoppo forces inside Leader. Stands up Michael Johnson off the glass. That's long. And Bullock, a strong rebound. Exum gets the turnover. Will he dunk it? Rolls it off the glass for 2. So the Falcons did everything right. Exum was just a little bit better in the long term, getting the ball back. A steal.
Yeah, here we go. There we see Leader take the shot. I'll tell you, good defense. He took a bad shot there. And what a great rebound from James Bullock. We see that. And he just loses it. And I'll tell you what, this Exum, he might win man of the match after 1 quarter of play. He's had 6, 7 rebounds. He's had a couple of blocked shots. He's had a couple of tip-ins. He's had a blinder.
And of course, for our viewers, don't forget our Mazda Man of the Match award. We want you to pick the man of the match from tonight's game, and a reminder that it can be from either side. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Newcastle Falcons player. And if you correctly name the man of the match and you are drawn out of the barrel on Sports Centre Sunday, you'll win a tremendous jacket from the Newcastle Mazda Company. And we thank Mazda once again for being associated with the Hungry Jacks National Basketball League on NBN. James Bullock from outside missed everything. Leader got the rebound. 42% to 40% shooting percentage. The Falcons in front. Leader with an easy set shot, and it drops for him quite fortuitously.
I'll say that one around a couple times, thought about it, and finally went in. And here we see a man-to-man full court press by North Melbourne. Again, they want to pick up the pace.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Trevelyan to Turner. Did well to hang on to it. Thought about the pass back inside. Maley gets the foul. It's not Maley, it's Clark, and Trevelyan will go to the line for 1-on-1. So 27 seconds left in the term. The Falcons trail by 2. And Bruce Palmer deciding to bring Ray Borner back. As we have a look at Troy Trevelyan's stats, he's only played 3 Hungry Jacks National Basketball League games. He scored 76 points already at 25.3. He's averaging 8.6 rebounds, which is a tremendous average for a relatively small chap at 6'4". He's had a game high 30, and from this area, 68%.
Well, that's one thing that I thought the Falcons were going to really miss out on when they ever left the team. He averaged about 10 rebounds a game, but Trevillion's done a very good job to fill that gap, and he's picking up a good 8.
25 seconds. The Falcons now want to squeeze away one good shot.
Oh, they certainly do. They want to go in this quarter time. And there again, we see the Falcons with no out-of-bounds play. Lucky to get the ball into play. Kruger has the move there, and fit hard off the back of the ring, and let's see what North Melbourne can do with them. 15 seconds to go, and they'll be doing the same thing now, and they'll be looking for just one shot, I would think.
Excellent. 9 seconds now. Goes along the baseline, dishes off to Fisher. Plenty of Falcons in there. Ray Borner gets it, gets the easy 2 points. And the Falcons won't be able to squeeze away a shot as Al Green just throws it up against the backboard now. And a quarter time here at the Ken Booth Forum. The North Melbourne Giants lead by 4, 25-21.
Just a reminder to say that the centre aisles during these intervals, quarter and half time, and timeouts. Newcastle leading score.
Any half-time score on the footy?
I'll bring James Miller forward, please.
It's a lot in your sheet, Dave.
Cecil Nixon.
I was actually turn the play. I was going to go like this to say, if you don't start, like, it's impossible. That's
Just acknowledging some sponsors and box holders here. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it's Newcastle.
And you see what Ray Warren gets for calling the game for 2 HD? Herbie down the bar was probably getting $1,000 a game.
Australian
Ray
Airlines.
Warren calling the game.
NBL 3.
I find that hard to
We'll
believe,
be
right?
replaying the game at some time over the next couple of days, probably Sunday morning. And Newcastle sports fans, where the lights are right across the road, the Newcastle Knights
Yeah,
at halftime.
it could have been, Reg. That's a pretty hard one to call. There was no blood. I'll ask Ken on that one. Reg was just asking me about the one on all of the restricted ball.
You're kidding.
Down the back there.
Come on, the Broncos.
Wow. What do you think? Yeah, okay.
What?
Well, we saw the replay and it looked all right to me.
Oh, is she?
I mean, there's contact all the time. So
I don't want to be out on a Friday night again. Why? I've been off for the week, yeah. About to get underway here in the second term of this match between the Newcastle Falcons and the North Melbourne Giants. Neil Turner into the game for the Falcons. Ray Borner picks it up. They lose another one. The Falcons, Borner off the glass. Fairly adventurous shot. Fisher gets the tip in for 2.
And again, Mike, I don't want to overemphasize, but again, as you mentioned, they lost the tip there, and North Melbourne scored. Now, if Newcastle gets that tip, oh, that puts the pressure on the other team. We saw both teams scoring very low there in the first quarter. North Melbourne normally scores about 32. They only scored 25. Newcastle normally scores about 26, and they only scored 21. So both teams shooting poorly. Of course, are the two worst teams in the league when it comes to shooting percentage from the field. And here we have a fifth foul on Neil Turner. Him and Bourne are pushing each other. And Neil got the foul there, pushing Ray Bourne all over the place.
Mark Leader to inbound.
And here we see, and poor Neil Turner, like, he couldn't push anyone, you know, Ray Bourner size around too much, and he gets the foul.
Johnson to Bullock, takes on Fisher and Borner. Turner gets the tap in for 2. I think it was going to drop anyway. Shooting percentage 31% to 44% for the Giants. Rebounds 13-17 in favour of the Giants.
There's
The
a prayer
Falcons
shot.
get it. 2-on-1. Green, Trevelyan. Green, Trevelyan, 2 points.
Great unselfish play. Look at that ball change hand about 3 or 4 times. And that's the class of these two veterans. And look at this.
Let's have a look at that again.
They know that they've got the defense here marked. And so what they got to do is make that defensive player not commit himself. And he doesn't, because he doesn't know where the ball's going.
I would have been confused on that one. North Melbourne nearly turn it over. Back to live action. Fisher into Borner. Borner double team. They intercept. James Bullock 3-on-2. Bullock will go off to Green, off the glass, 2 points, and the Falcons tie it up at 27 apiece.
Nixon back in the game here. He's had a great first quarter. Coach Palmer decided to leave him on.
Leader with the ball for the Giants. Fourth in the Hungry Jacks National Basketball League at the moment. There's another foul off the ball. This time it's on Borner.
Throwing the elbow. And that's a no-no in this game.
So the referees, Mr. Cooper and Mr. Payne, allowing a fair bit to go on, talking to the players continually, but then once the players don't listen, quite rightfully penalise the players.
Well, you know what, Mike? I had a talk with Ken Clifford this week, who's a referee supervisor, and he hasn't been happy with the referees. There's no need for the referees to talk to the players. They're out there to call the game. If they're not doing the right thing, they call it. None of this, arguing and explaining. Call the game.
Blocking foul by Ray Borner. And Troy Trevelyan just giving him a pat in the back. So Borner now chalking up his third personal. And the substitution being made. Let's have a look at it here again.
And I'll tell you what, they called a blocking foul here. And perhaps there's a foul, but it's not a blocking foul. Well, I guess it could have been wrong there. Looked like more of a reach.
Bullock now takes on Maley on the baseline. Favourite area, falls away with a jumper now, overshoots. Turner got a hand on it. Bullock with the unbelievable offensive rebound. Threw it up. Maley now breaks out quickly. Gives it off to Clark, to Leader, who wasn't expecting it. Inside to Borner now at the post. Blocking foul by Neil Turner as Borner went the baseline.
Well, obviously North Melbourne looking to Borner. They feel that he's a bit too strong for Neil Turner, and there we see him go in there. And really, Neil Turner is holding his ground. I can't see that call there at all. There's going to be contact. You don't have to blow the whistle. It's unlucky.
And here's another one.
And I think this one's on Al Green.
So very quickly, the foul's been chalked up continuously. Ken Cole on his feet, shouting instructions, looking like a third-line baseball coach. Fisher on the baseline. There was plenty of hands in there. Came off a North Melbourne Giants player. And the Falcons will inbound. Here it is again. Stacks on the middle. Johnson over the top. Got a good hand on the ball too.
Certainly did. That was a good block. It could have been a foul beforehand, but good block there by Mike Johnson.
Green to Michael Johnson now. Back inside to Green. Leader held his ground. Good defence there by Mark Leader. Now to Fisher. 3-point attempt from Scott Fisher from a long way out. Troy Trevelyan now. 3-on-3. Trevelyan trying to work the ball. Does so. Goes all the way to the hoop. That's a brilliant basket.
What a great shot there by Trevelyan. Good left hand. And again, I can only emphasize the youngsters out there watching this game. Use that opposite hand. How valuable. And poor Neil Turner gets called for another one.
That's his third. Now here it is again. Let's have a look at this again.
Now Borner dribbles off Neil Turner's foot. Ball goes away. He gives him a push off, and he gets called for the foul. No luck whatsoever.
But he's not going to give in, Neil Turner. He's in there scrapping. 3 personal fouls against his name. Scott Fisher now gives it off to Borner. Turner decides to stay away quite rightly on this occasion. Says, will you score the 2 points if it's that important to you?
And I'll tell you what, I think it was a travel there. That should have been a travel. Oh, great. There we go.
Brilliant pass, Neil Turner to set it up and got the ball back from Michael Johnson. That'll give the youngster some confidence.
Well, I hope so, because he deserves that after the last few calls. And look at this. This is what we call in basketball give and go. Pass and go. Good pass, Mike Johnson. I'm surprised Neil didn't throw that down with gusto.
At the other end, Let's have a look at that again. Neil Turner showing surprising agility for such a big man. Gets here, was nearly out of steps and just rolled it off. Normally he would have been up over the hoop to slam that one away. Sits down he does now after a foul at the other end, with the North Melbourne Giants and the Newcastle Falcons locked at 31-all with Paul Maley at the line. We really have got a ball game on our hands. The positions on the ladder really don't tell the story of this match so far. You know, the North Melbourne Giants fourth on the ladder, the Falcons stone motherless, and it's a great game of basketball so far.
Yes, well, Newcastle, it's quite amazing, and I think we're going to see some good games for the rest of the season. The Falcons are out of the race, and I think they all know that, but these guys are professionals, and they're playing for contracts. And they're going to lift their game, and they're going to surprise a few people, because the other teams come in thinking, we're going to win this game. But the Falcons are going to say, nah, we're playing for contracts. I want a bit more money next year, so I'm going to play a little bit harder these last few games.
Maley inside to Fisher. Kruger's back in there, and Fisher gets the charge and no score. Kruger held his ground. Fisher gets his second personal, and North Melbourne's third for this quarter, as we see there. Grant Kruger holding his ground, and Grant Kruger won't take a backward step for anyone.
No, but I think he did a little bit of acting on that one. I'm not so sure that was a charge, but nonetheless it goes against Fisher, and good effort from Kruger.
Johnson back to Trevelyan now. He has the shot. Bullock in there, gets the ball back, falls away with a little jumper, lips out.
And we see the strength of Bullock there. Both players had the hands on it, and Bullock just too strong.
Leader, good drive for the basket and gets two.
10 points.
Mark Leader.
Going forward.
Both teams 31 shots apiece, 47%. Maley with the ball. Gee, it's run and gun at the moment. Missed everything. Maley gets the ball back somehow, has another shot, makes two.
Paul Maley.
6:57 left in the first half. The North Melbourne Giants lead by 3.
Timeout Falcons, as we acknowledge sponsors and box holders Beers Golf Australia, Radio New FM, Newcastle's number 1 at 105.3, and Sizzler, with a great pasta and salad bar.
You've got to maintain, Pete, you've got to pick up the same intensity as defense. See if you can lift it further down the floor again. Fight for everything that's on the boards, everything that's loose. Anytime you can get your hand to it, we've got to go after the ball.
Right, and we have some matchups here. We see the rebounds, and we'll go to 91. Newcastle 43.7, North Melbourne 46.3. They're top teams in the league. Free throws 72%, North Melbourne first at 79%, and that 7% difference is wins and loses games. Shooting percent, Newcastle 46, North Melbourne 47, two worst teams in the league. And we see 3 points again, they're both very poor, 32 for Newcastle and 34 for North Melbourne.
So Troy Trevelyan with the ball, Peter Harvey now with it, back to Trevelyan. Harvey in for Green, who sits. Now to Bullock, to Johnson, 2-point attempt, foot on the line, missed everything. Michael Johnson, leader, was in there over the top of Harvey, and what happened there? It hit the back of the base of the backboard, and the Falcons will inbound from the side. So a lucky break. Johnson probably would have scored the two, so I suppose in basketball you can't play the advantage.
No advantage here. When the whistle blows,
they turn it over. And Exum coming in for Reedy for the North Melbourne Giants. 6:41 left in this first half. 3 points the difference. Mark Leader with the ball. Always seems to play well here in Newcastle, Mark Leader.
yes, well, I think Mark's one of those players. He plays well everywhere. He doesn't have too many bad games. He's not the brilliant player that scores 40 a game. He just does everything well. Nice turnaround jump shot there from Maley.
Johnson out to Bullock.
And that's a long pass across court. Bullock going baseline. Doesn't have the shot. Dishes off. Very unselfish.
Johnson tries to take on Fisher on the baseline. Dishes off to Harvey. They nearly turn it over, and they do in actual fact. So Leader with the ball. Quickly now to Fisher. It was meant for Clark. Fisher off the glass. He misses. They get it back fortuitously. Exum in there. Third attempt and drops, and he'll go to the line to add the extra.
Scott Fisher and Maley, the two big guns from North Melbourne, not finding the range at all. And due credit to the Falcons defense, they're not letting him get anything easy. And there we see a travel, and he was lucky to get that shot off. That should have been a travel. Maley, a woeful attempt at a rebound, but Dexon picks up the scraps for 2 points. Now it goes to the line for a nice 3-point play.
63 games, 461 points at 7.3. Well, he's just blown that out tonight already.
Another good rebound there by Bullock, leading the league this year.
Harvey.
After winning the competition last year. And it looks like North Melbourne in a bit of a zone here. They're in a 2-3 zone. They're not in their normal man-to-man, and this Coach Palmer loves to change things up. And
tackled by Kruger. Here's Paul Maley.
well, I thought the wrestlers were down at Wonderland this week, but here we go. Grant Kruger's going to show us some of his headlock material. He misses the rebound, but he says, well, if I miss the ball, I'm going to get your head.
There is never anything dull about Grant Kruger playing a game of basketball.
No, I'll tell you what, 100% on. If he learns to control that a little bit, he's going to be a great player. He just tends to go a little bit overboard sometimes. And Maley will go to the line now. And this is where it hurts you, Mike. You know, you make that silly foul, and the other team goes and puts 2 points on the board.
They lead by 5, the Giants, but it certainly hasn't been easy getting that 5. 2 from 3 from the line. Paul Maley, 81% and 65% in 1990 from that area. Lifted so far this year, but he's 2 from 4 so far tonight, so he's down on average.
And we see North Melbourne using a full-court zone defense, a 1-2-2. And I think the main objective there is just to slow Newcastle up, not to really steal the ball. Trevelyan looking. Mike Johnson, he likes that 3-point line. Looking for the foul.
And look for the extra from Johnny Payne. Reading with the ball now. Big raps on this young man. Trevelyan nearly gets the interception as he dives into the North Melbourne box. Michael Johnson, 12 points so far tonight.
Well, I can remember Mike Johnson hitting about 10 in a row against North Melbourne quite a few years back, whenever Newcastle were down quite a bit, and he pulled him out from defeat with just his shooting touch alone. And there's a nice behind-the-back pass to Maley, but and a great rebound. And that's what I said about Leader. Do a great pass to Maley. Maley missed a shot, and where was Leader? In getting the rebound. He'll go to the line. Look at this little flick pass behind the back. He's in trouble. He knows it, but he knows Maley's open. And Paul Maley's having a terrible night so far from shooting. And there's Leader.
Coach Ken Cole calls timeout. 4:49 left in the second term. The North Melbourne Giants lead 38-36.
Want to use some sponsors, box holders for the season rolling signs, score a bullion, and 2 weeks later. Score from the
Beware of my
three Broncos 6.
The other guys are roll the dice.
What do you say, 10-6? Nice.
Once the jumps are created out of the guys, jumps are created out of it. You got a rebound out there, I'll sit you down. Okay? Then it's just a question of getting the ball up court quick. Who's our post? Pat. Patty, you're the post? All right. Made or missed. I want you on the post. I want you inbound on the trail. Let's get in. Then it's a question, can we make the free throw? Let's go. Yeah, guys.
Part of the small crowd in here tonight at the Ken Booth Forum to watch this clash between the Falcons and the North Melbourne Giants, of course, in direct competition to the Newcastle Knights Brisbane Broncos match at the International Sports Centre the first night. They've had the lights on over there. It really is lit up like a Christmas tree, a fantastic sight. And as Dave Ankeny said before, it'd be fabulous if the Falcons and the Knights could get up and give the city a double victory tonight against very stiff opposition. It wouldn't do my tipping any good as far as the competition is concerned, but there'll be a fair few blokes at NBL be quite delighted that I'm out of contention for the big prize. But the last few weeks have been Friday night, I can't pick a winner. Leader at the line. Short with both of them.
And we can see both teams very cold shooting tonight. Can't make the foul shots, shooting poorly from the field. Oh, and he saw Mike Johnson open. Trevelyan just off the fingertips. Mike probably not ready for that one.
suppose that's half the hassle when you've got a player of Trevillion's capabilities, that he's thinking probably another half a mile quicker.
He's a half step ahead, Mike. You're dead right there. And I think, if I can say this, the last couple of years, the ball was never passed too much in the Falcons. It's whoever got it, shot it. And so some of the players probably not really looking for that shot. And there's Exum inside. And again, geez, that was too easy there on Mike Johnson.
That's his 12th point for the game tonight. They lead by 4.
And here we see their 1-2-2 full court press. Again, not going for the steal, just an off the side there.
Lucky to get it back.
And Exum picks up the loose ball, 3-on-2. This should be 2 points. And they go to the three-pointer. And
so Malley hasn't hit one from 10 feet. It's one from outside the three-point line.
well, maybe that's the idea.
Trevelyan dishes off to Bullock now. Green back in the game. Harvey to Johnson. Back to Trevelyan. Harvey to Bullock. Three-point attempt from James Bullock. He gets 3. So trading big shot for big shot. 4 points the difference. 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Maley now. Outside the yellow line again. 2-point attempt. Had a foot on the line. It's a swisher. Good call. 13 points for Maley.
Well, he
Harvey
certainly
through.
was a bit cold earlier, but he's caught fire now. Now Green back in the game. Good pass inside.
Trevelyan. Off the glass, gets 2, and will go to the line. Maley gets the foul. That's his second personal. So Trevelyan scrapping hard in there to get the ball back, did so, played it off the glass for 2, and got fouled in the process, and now we'll try and make it a 3-point play.
Well, you have to give the guy credit. He's not afraid to mix it with the big guys. He doesn't mind getting the ball inside and taking them on, and it paid off that time. We'll try to close the gap here, 45-41. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, and the gap is, he misses it, and it's a loose ball, and here we see guys diving for it, and jump ball. They both carried it out of bounds.
And Scott Fisher offering a hand up for James. Well, that's good to see. Both fierce competitors, 2 of the legitimate superstars of the league, and probably off the court good mates.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, you go out there and you bang as hard as you can, but there's no need to carry on with it. And we saw a little boot go in there, but the cameras didn't pick it up.
Fisher gets it back to Leader. Under 3 minutes left now in this first half of basketball. It's been fairly entertaining. Reedy did well to get it inside. Now swivels and gets the 2. Pat Reedy, 198 centimetres.
And he's a member of the Australian team, the junior team. And I think they have the World Championships coming up sometime this year or later next year. And there we see Peter Harvey, great drive. He took on 3 big men there.
43.
So, not short on confidence.
Leader.
Oh, and that pass was right to James Bullock. Will love that steal on the stats. Pass right to him. Al Green doing a bit of one-on-one here.
Gets it back somehow, James Bullock. Trevelyan in space. He's got it. Gives it to Michael Johnson. Quickly to Harvey. Trevelyan gets the ball back, has the shot, and it drops for him. And it's a 2-point ball game. 47-45 in favour of the Giants. Leader now. Leader gives it off to Reedy. Serves up, Bullock goes to the bucket. That's intelligent play and good play by Reedy.
Certainly was. He had the open shot. James Bullock had no choice but to go after him. And Newcastle brings the ball up now with 2 minutes to go, and there's an errant pass. Couldn't quite find the handle. On the break, North Melbourne coming up with the ball. Leader with the ball, 3-point line.
Inside to Fisher. Fisher taking on Johnson. Falls away with a little jumper. That's a swisher. Scott Fisher always dangerous from that position.
Oh, he certainly is. And MVP of the league in '89. One of the greatest forwards probably that have played in the NBL.
They turn it over again.
And Pat Reedy handles the ball very well for big man, doesn't he? And wow, well.
And a little drop, and he'll go to the line again. So from a 2-point gap, with just under 2 minutes left, they've now stretched that to an 8-point lead and have a chance of making it 9. They've hit 7 in a row, the North Melbourne Giants, and that really is a turnaround, a costly one as Bruce Palmer calls timeout. 1:13 left in the second quarter, the Giants by 8.
Michael Johnson has scored.
Goddamn thing away on passes, they're not beating you. on quality, they're beating you on errors. Eliminate the errors. You two have got the ball. You're on the foul line, okay? You're on the foul line now. There's a minute to play, a minute 13 to play. We've got to dig as hard as we know. Let's go to a conventional 2-1-2 and see what they do, okay? You two are at the top. You're at the back. You're in the middle. You're at the back. You must talk like blazers. If they're going to take anything, it must be a shot under pressure from the perimeter. We do not want to see an internal pass. Now, next time down the floor, let's penetrate and kick off. Let's score a good bucket. Come on now, get this rebound.
Scott Fisher at the line now for the Giants. 1991 free throws, 109 from 124 at 88%. That's an improvement on his tremendous 83% from last year. And he sinks that one. So now they lead by 9 with 1:10 left on the clock. The Falcons need to get off here a couple of good quality shots. Good defence, good hustle by the North Melbourne Giants. Chris Steele in the game to Harvey.
Just a subtle change here. They went from a 1-2-2 zone defense to a 2-2-1.
Johnson gets 2.
Little hit in the back, little hit in the back of the head. He waited for the player to go by, tried to draw the foul. There wasn't any contact except on Mike's head. He'll now go to the line, make a 3-point play.
14 points so far this evening for Michael Johnson, and that was well short. Chris Steele gets it back. The Falcons have a chance to close here again. Michael Johnson to Green, to Harvey, back to Green. Johnson in space.
North Melbourne pretty happy to sit back in that zone.
45 seconds.
Put the pressure on Johnson, but I think they'll probably let Peter Harvey go. And Mike's way out there this time. And break not on. Newcastle very well to get back.
Fisher gives it off to Reedy. Back to Leader. Leader drives for the bucket. Dishes off to Fisher. That's good play. Good assist, Mark Leader. 56-47 in favour of the Giants. Now the Falcons, with 20 seconds left on the clock in this first half, need to squeeze one again as we see Leader go to the bucket. Gives it off to Fisher. He really wasn't expecting it, but he did well to convert. 10 seconds now. Harvey to Chris Steele. James Bullock in space. Harvey gets it at the top of the key to Johnson. 6 seconds. 5. Harvey. 4. They don't want to fritter this away. 2 seconds as James Bullock gets the 2 right on the hooter. And at half-time here at the Ken Booth Forum, the North Melbourne Giants lead the Newcastle Falcons 56-59.
North Melbourne shooting 8 without a miss at the end of that half. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome back to the corner. Ladies and one gentleman. Thanks to all our holders and sponsors for the season, ladies and gentlemen, including Churchill's, Peach Advertising and the Queen's Walk Road. Great place to go after the game.
So John Payne about to get us underway in the second half. And the Falcons come up with the ball from the tip-off. A much more experienced lineup they're going into the start with the second half. Troy Trevelyan, Neil Turner, James Bullock, Michael Johnson and Al Green. North Melbourne with their starting 5. Johnson to Bullock, takes on Fisher. 2 of the superstars of the league, and Neil Turner gets the tap in for the opening points of the third quarter. Let's have a look at some stats now. Points per quarter. In the first quarter, the Giants led 25-21, and they scored 31 of the Falcons, 28 in the second quarter.
And a good dunk there by Fisher, too easy again. Little head fake, and in he goes. Shooting 49% for the Falcons, 51 for the Giants. So they both picked it up in the second quarter there after shooting very poorly in the first. Rebounds, 22 to Newcastle, 30 to the Giants. And turnovers, 9 apiece, and that's probably too many for both coaches. Assists, 8 to the Falcons, and unbelievable, only 3 for the Giants. And steals, 6 to Newcastle and 5 for the North Melbourne Giants. And blocks, 4-2. Again, the Falcons in favor. Neil Turner's got one in the eye there.
Yes, it was just when he was scrapping there with Ray Borner, and a couple of little one in the eye, so he'll be replaced by Grant Kruger and just have a little bit of a rest there. Physiotherapist Lee Jensen just attending to Neil Turner, and of course, as with all the teams in the National Basketball League, the support staff of the various teams play a very significant part, and Lee Jensen has been with the Falcons since their inception, and he's been an integral part of the Falcons program, and a jolly nice player to go along with it.
Well, Mike, I won't argue. He's a tremendous guy. He knows his business. He's great for the team, and he's always there when you need it, and a great guy to boot. Grant Kruger, not well. He's landed on his back, and there's an air ball from 3 feet. Loose ball, players going everywhere. Ball's going everywhere, and jump ball. And Grant Kruger, good work to get back there, and it shows you what that little bit of effort does to get back, and he's tied him up.
Like, he really hit that floor hard at the other end of the ground. It's like he's even up.
Yes, well, that's right. I'm sure Grant's going to be, here we go, and there we go up for the board, and he comes down, and his feet were taken out from under him, and I'm sure Grant's all right. I think they better check a few floorboards down there.
Leader gets the tab out to Maley. Maley fires up for 2 to the North Melbourne Giants, and they lead by 7.
And North Melbourne continuing to put the full court press on. It's not a real danger. Let's get the ball back. They're just going to slow them up a little bit, see if Newcastle makes any turnovers.
Double team on Trevelyan.
And there's one right there.
Leader, and see you later ball.
And that's exactly what North Melbourne wanted. They didn't want to go for the big steal. They wanted Newcastle to give them the ball. And
full court press by the North Melbourne Giants.
This is going to make them think a little bit now.
Green. Now to Trevelyan. He has the long three-point bomb and comes up short. Clark gets a tap away, and it'll be interesting to see which way it went to North Melbourne. Fisher in space now. Can Green stop him? No. Kruger's over the back. Green gets a hand on him, and Green gets the foul. And Fisher will go to the line to shoot a couple. Well, probably only one way you were going to stop Scott Fisher jamming that one in the hole.
Yeah, I would think that you got to get that arm. That's what Al Green did. He dunked the last time down. They were going to stop him this time.
Coach Ken Cole calls timeout. 9:42 left in the third quarter. The North Melbourne Giants lead 62-53.
We have a full-time score football, folks.
That's why Mark got this delicate position. You trap the ball here, you gotta have the post covered and that. Now you read it. Talk to him, talk to the guy. You guys gotta talk to your wings. So they know what shit's on. Preferably, I'd like Ray Warner on this side.
He doesn't want you filming if he's right on the board, mate.
That's just the thing you do it, all right? Just keep it on. Defense in transition, what does it tell you right now? It tells you they're fucking tired.
Just while he's writing on the board. He doesn't mind you being in there otherwise.
Hey, listen up. Hold on.
Fisher 1 from the line, and as we've seen before, has a tremendous percentage from here, and should do all right. Does so. It's the first.
Well, for a strongman, Mike, he's one of the top three-point shooters in the league, believe it or not, and I think he led the league in free throw shooting. So for a big man, he's got a super touch. And again, this time they're picking it up a little bit more. So Coach Palmer said to the radio, "Let's go after him." He said, "We're not going to sit back and let's go for it."
11-point lead the Giants have. Bullock to Johnson. That was a great pass. Johnson can't convert. Fisher gets the rebound. Dishes out quickly to Leader. Border in space. Was underneath the key. Maley does all the fancy stuff. Gives it off to Clark, and he rolls it off the glass. Missed. Kruger gets the tap away. Bullock had a hand on the ball and knocked it out of bounds, and the North Melbourne Giants will inbound. Leader calls the shots. Calls number 2, whatever that means. Clark.
You know, one thing we haven't mentioned, Mike, too, is that North Melbourne have been playing all season without their Australian guard, David Graham, and he's had a knee injury, and he was supposed to be back well before this part of the season, and when he comes back, I'm not sure, but that'll certainly give them a big boost when he joins the team. Very good shooter.
After all the drama here last year, maybe they just slept him in Melbourne on purpose. On screen, Newcastle last led when the scoreline was 33-32. Fisher now with the ball. Turner back in the game for the Falcons. Clark inside to Marley. Gets it back to his Clark. Now to Leader at the top of the key. Quickly to Fisher. Fisher takes on Johnson. Falls away with a little jumper and converts. So they're starting to stretch their lead now, North Melbourne. 66-53. Trevelyan to Green. Bullock has the long shot. Michael Johnson taps it out of bounds, and the Giants will inbound. They do quickly. Leader. Fisher in space once again. Takes on Johnson. Swivels. Gives it off to Marley. Marley with a three-point attempt. He can't make it. Clark, the little man, gets the rebound. Gives it off to Leader. And Ken Cole yells at his players, get in there and fight for that ball. Leader to Borner. What about the pass out to Clark? Gives it across the key to Leader. Then look for it back inside. Does so. Intercepted by James Bullock, who read the move. Bullock now. 1-on-3. Goes all the way for the basket. Can't convert. Fisher now breaks out. 5-on-3. And a tech foul by James Bullock. Referee Cooper says tech foul. Now, I didn't pick that up, Dave. He must have said something to him in back play.
Well, he gave him a bit of a verbal lashing there. He thought he should have had the foul there in the good drive. He did everything right for James. Great anticipation. He helped out on defense, made the steal, drove down really nice and hard, just missed the shot. And I think it's a bit more frustration than anything. We don't see James blow up too often.
Let's have a look at the shot.
And there's a pretty good drive there, and actually that could have been called for the player going under him there, because that's illegal in basketball when the player goes up in the air to actually go in front of him. And so he probably had a pretty legitimate call there. And Fisher sinks away. Now the free throw.
This year's points, 397 at 28.3. 10.7 rebounds, 4 assists and 2.5 steals per game. Not bad stats.
Oh, well, he's had great stats. And there we see, again, North Melbourne really applying the pressure. Peter Harvey gets the foul. Blocking foul. He tried to split the two defenders.
Chris Steele and Peter Harvey in for the Falcons. James Bullock and Troy Trevelyan sit. Al Green certainly not having the impact on tonight's game that he has in recent weeks. Harvey now takes on the North Melbourne defence. Chris Steele quickly to Michael Johnson. Had a good first half. Hardly seen him so far at the start of this third quarter. Green, Harvey.
North Melbourne in a zone, a 1-2-2 zone.
Johnson has the shot now.
An off-balance shot, and doesn't go in. Neil Turner, it goes to the tap.
Clark gives it to Fisher. To Borner. Pushes off Turner there. Green gets the interception. Ray Borner really can't complain about that. Tit for tat. Green now. Johnson. He goes to the hoop. Rolls it off the fingers for two. And Leader gets the foul. Better play by the Falcons. They're not out of this ball game by a long shot.
And there's a good drive by Michael Johnson. And probably if I have a criticism of Mike, it's he doesn't go to the basket enough to pick up the three-point plays. He prefers to pick them up from outside the line. But I think as a leading example, he should be going to the basket a bit more. He's 6'7", he jumps well, he's quick.
Lead up to Fisher, trying to get the ball inside to Borner, does so. He takes on Turner. Travel call by Ray Borner. And the Falcons, good defence.
Yeah, great defence there by Turner. He didn't go for the block, he just held his ground, and he got cold for them earlier in the game, but he finally got one that paid off and travelled there on Borner. 12-point
gap. Harvey dishes off to Johnson, and it came off a North Melbourne hand, and the Falcons will inbound. So a good passage of play here for the Falcons. They've lifted their work rate.
Well, Mike, the Falcons are down 12, and in weeks past, we've seen Falcons have a nice 16, 18-point lead at this stage of the game, only to succumb. Well, maybe tonight we'll see a big change around, and maybe they'll come out blazing and pull one out of the hat. You see North Melbourne on the attack.
Harvey throws down the gauntlet to Clark. Fisher now. Marley looking for it inside. Chris still doing a good defensive job on Marley. Warner goes off the glass and it drops for him. Had to work hard for that basket, Ray Warner.
Certainly did. And the contact inside is pretty heavy at the moment. Regardless of the score, they're not giving anything easy.
Still runs straight into Boyd. That had to be a charge. I don't think Chrissy still can complain about that one too much.
No, probably the only thing he thinks is, well, if I'm going to get a charge, I should have gone ahead with it.
It came to an abrupt halt.
Yeah, that's right. He should have just gone 100 miles an hour and got, made his foul worth something. Made him think about the next time he's coming in.
6:22 left in the third term. North Melbourne 70, Newcastle 56. Tapped away by Neil Turner as Fisher went for the drive. And that's Neil Turner's fourth personal. And Fisher will shoot 1-1 as the Falcons now find themselves in the bonus. 100% from the line tonight. Team free throws, 72% in the season for the Falcons, 33% tonight. North Melbourne not much better really at 57% tonight. Fisher misses his first and gets the second. 6 from 7 tonight, Scott Fisher from that line.
And we see them back up the press now. They're not really going after them. They're just going to see what Newcastle makes a mistake.
Johnson again to Chris Steele. Good play. Good assist by Michael Johnson.
That was a good pass. Mike got up in the air, wasn't sure what to do with it.
Luda. Excellent.
There's a nice pass. Chris Steele going to the basket. Well deserved too.
Maley sinks a good basket under plenty of pressure. And coming into play for the first time tonight, James Carr replacing Michael Johnson.
Yes, well, Mike just threw a beautiful assist there, so he's probably not happy back in at this particular stage.
Carr with the ball.
Not an envious position for James Carr to come into the game. North Melbourne pressing, and Newcastle down 15.
Al Green. Chris Steele, long way out, 3-point short. Clark. Fisher was under the key in plenty of time. Clark goes all the way to the hoop himself, comes up short, tapped off. Fisher in there scrapping. Carr gets the rebound, dishes off to Harvey. Good rugby league pass. Chris Steele now goes all the way, gets it out to Al Green, who wasn't expecting it. Gives it back to Scott Fisher, and North Melbourne back in possession. Maley now behind the back, props at the charity stripe and gets two. So Big Paul Maley's come into his own.
Oh, he certainly has. He's had a very good game, and was a bit critical in the first quarter, but he's certainly come on fire now, and he's playing very, very well.
75-58, the Giants lead. Still now to Turner, and that nearly went out of bounds. Turner decides to go all the way, gives it off to Steele, who goes baseline and gets a good 2 points. Coming in, Andrew Simons for the first time tonight. Here it is again, Turner.
There's a nice little pass, and Chris Steele really goes hard this time. And that was a nice reverse layup off the board. Peter Harvey doing a good job here. Got the new man in. He said, well, let's see how you go. You're a bit cold. I'll warm you up pretty quick.
Gives it into Maley. Maley falls away with a jumper. Carr gets the rebound to Harvey. As the call goes up to charge for the Falcons. Chris Steele finds himself in a little bit of space, pulls up just short and makes another good 2 points. Chris Steele's on fire.
Yes, Chris has had a pretty horrible year shooting. He's only shooting about 33% for the year, which is not good enough. And good rebound there from Turner, well above the rim. Newcastle will have to get in this ball game here with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. If they don't do it now, they're in trouble. They trail 13. They want to get back to make it about a 7-8 point game if they can. And then it's anyone's game in the last quarters we've seen so many times this year. Throwing the ball around. The studs for Newcastle on the bench.
Steele along the baseline once again. It won't drop for him, but it'll go to the line to shoot a couple. And he'll have a chance now to get into double figures. He's got 8 for the game so far. And Chris Steele really has ignited the Falcons in the last couple of minutes as we watch that move again. He's got all the potential in the world. Chris Steele often leaves it on the training paddock doesn't necessarily show it in the games, but he certainly lifted his side at the moment. 84 games, 408 points at 4.8. In 1991 averaging 4.7 and has a career game high of 29, which was this year, and it lips out for him, unfortunately, that first shot. And can't make either of those two shots, so his personal points stay at 8 for the match. 3.5 minutes left in the third term. Ray Borner falls away, and it won't drop for him. And Scott Fisher gets the foul. Is it, or Chris Steele?
Foul on Chris Steele there for pushing off. And he certainly has his work cut out trying to keep Fisher off the boards. And probably just a bit too much contact there.
1-1 for Scott Fisher. They lead by 13, the Giants. So the Falcons not allowing them to really dominate, not to get away to a big lead. As we have a look at Scott Fisher's career, 3,642 at 29.1. 109 free throws from 124 at 88%. Is a tremendous shooting percentage as the Falcons now affect the turnover and get the ball back. Green starting to call some shots. Harvey looking inside to Steele. Steele has the shot, and that's short. Simons picks up now. Gets it on. The Falcons get the interception. Steele to Harvey. Calls for it back, Chris Steele. Harvey with the ball. Green calls for it. Carr now. Carr, three-point attempt. James Carr. Switcher! And the Falcons cut the lead at 10.
Well, that's exactly what they needed. If they're going to get back in this game, like we've seen the last 3 home games, that 13, 15-point lead really doesn't matter. And now let's see if it's Newcastle's chance to prove that. And then we have another foul on Turner, and that'll bring up his 5th.
2:42 left in the third term. It's 75-65 in favour of the Giants.
I'm sorry, that's Neil Turner's 4th. Michael Bitt will get the axe after this game.
Ray Porter at the line, 78 and 75% from the line. Ray really hasn't, even though he's been a boomer now for many years, really hasn't dominated or made the centre position his own as far as Australian basketball is concerned, which he probably should have in some respects.
Well, I probably disagree with you, Mike. I think he's done a great job. He's had a lot of competition. Don't forget, most of the imports that come out here are big men, and he's the only Australian player to win the MVP in the NBL. So 11 years, that's a pretty nice feather in his cap.
Take everything back, Melissa. Peter Harvey, Al Green. Harvey again, 10-second hooter, Al Green for 3, and they cut it by another 3. So the Falcons really are on fire at the moment. Al Green, and there's Bruce Palmer and the coaching staff of the Giants. I don't know what that is, whether Bruce Palmer is saying I want out of here as they hold up some numbers to call some plays. Simons now runs the ball down. Harvey really presses him. Del Zoppo goes into the paint. Green gets a hand on the ball, but Johnny Payne says there was a hand on the player. And the hacking foul will be called, and Del Zoppo will go to the line to shoot 1-1.
Well, I'm sure Coach Palmer thought that they had a nice lead. He's getting his bench players in. He thought that, well, nice 15, 16-point lead. Newcastle hits a couple threes, and they hit 1 or 2 more. It's anyone's game.
78-68. Scott Del Zoppo, 6'2", 80% from the line last year, and 60% 89.
He played with the Gold Coast last year. Didn't get much court time. Wasn't happy. Played under Coach Tom Wisman. So
Bill Turner now. Back to Al Green.
They're still in their zone defense. Really hustling now. They're really chasing the ball. Hoping Newcastle will make a mistake.
Under 2 minutes left in this third term. James Carr, the 10-second hooter. Peter Harvey, Green. 2-point attempt, short. Del Zoppo with a good rebound. Al Green was there, and Del Zoppo gets the charging foul. Now, it'll be interesting to see that one again. Green had to make position very quickly. I don't know whether he was there. If he was, tremendous defense. Here it is again.
Well, it looked like to me he was sliding over there. He didn't have position at all, and but nonetheless, he got his nose in there, and if you get your nose in there, well...
A couple of the calls may go your way.
Well, that's what Azuma Nelson found out last week. That,
oh, it wasn't that bad. They turn it over though. You're not putting Mr. Cooper and Mr. Payne in that category, are you? Scotty Fisher gives it to Borna. He was hammered and will go to the line.
Well, if I see one of the referees drive out in a Mercedes after the game, I might think that way.
Watch out for tall men with fuzzy hair. Here it is again.
And there's a nice dish off there, and he just gets hammered.
Ray Borna at the line now, 2 from 2. They lead by 11, 1:15 left in the third term. Ray Borna was thought about as a future Falcons player a couple of years ago.
Yes, there was a bit of interest in him, and actually went to Illawarra at that stage. He's a Melbourne boy, and he played 3 years in Illawarra. Newcastle were interested in him, and I'm not sure what broke down there, but he certainly has a distinguished career. And we see the full court press on.
Peter Harvey, James Carr, another three-point attempt from James Carr. 2 from 2 from there tonight so far.
Well, he has nothing to lose, James. He hasn't seen very little action. And there we see a steal, and with 2 points, that makes the lead 8. So Newcastle certainly not giving in. They don't want to give easy ones here, though.
Fisher fires up for 2.
And that's what kills them. They do all the hard work, and then North Melbourne come down and score an easy 2.
43 seconds left in the third term. 10 the difference. Bruce Palmer just going right off his trolley here at his own players, saying they're just not following the game plan. Had a handy lead, it's been cut to 10, but they have the capacity when the Falcons are charging. They've been down to 8 so far in this quarter. The Giants come back, score that couple. So the Falcons are just not able at this stage to get within real shot of North Melbourne, although still dishes Harvey was to steal. They had a couple of attempts, but they really are in there scrapping the Falcons. Del Zoppo to Exum. Somehow got the ball to Borna, and he puts it in the hole for 2. So their over-enthusiasm at the moment costing him a couple of points as we come down to three-quarter time. Harvey gets 2 right on the buzzer. And as we go to the final break, there's 10 points the difference, and still anybody's ball game. North Melbourne 85, Newcastle 75.
Nice.
Geez, got that move is a good move, isn't it?
Melbourne 85, Newcastle 75 in that quarter. 26 points to the Falcons, 29 to the Giants. And for Newcastle, Michael Johnson with 17 points. James Bullock 15.
Got the radio. He's happy.
Scott Fisher has 24 points for.
It's the first time I've seen him at the basketball.
Who's that?
Bloke down there, you know, they've always got the South scarf on, and bloke you just waved to. Or who'd you
No, I
wave
was
to?
with Misha, my daughter.
Oh, right.
From the line, so just a few minutes ago, Newcastle shooting 30%, and North Melbourne closer to 60%.
Who's Wade? Yes.
Sponsors and box holders, season 91 here at Broadmeadow include Coca-Cola, the Shell Company, Video Line, the team from the West Executive Inn, Enhanced Systems, and Capacity.
As we go into the final term here at the Ken Booth Forum, let's have a look at that last basket of the third quarter. Dave Ankin, it was a beauty.
Oh, it certainly was. And Peter Harvey, look at this. Great drive. He uses his left hand the whole way, and he lays it up nice and soft with his left hand. And again, Peter Harvey's really shown that ability to go to the basket for a little man.
What have the Falcons got to do to get back in the game?
Well, they're 10 down now, and what they're going to have to do is get a bit harder on the offensive end. They're going to have to make it a lot tougher for North Melbourne. North Melbourne seem to come down and hit that 10, and again, they win the jump ball, and again, they get possession to start the quarter. So Newcastle, the opportunity to go to 8, now have the opportunity to go down 12, just by losing that jump ball again.
Exum makes the first basket of the final stanza. They lead by 12.
And he hasn't seen a lot of court time for North Melbourne this year, but gee, I'll tell you what, he's come good tonight.
Bullock to Harvey, to Al Green. It'll be nice to get Al Green and Cecil Exum together just to compare haircuts.
I think Cecil hasn't beat by about a half an inch. And there we
James
see
Bullock.
Bullock, good drive, off the glass, looking for the foul, nothing called. That's good, hard move to the basket. And we see Newcastle picking him up. Harvey doing a good job there, defending up full court.
Del Zoppo gives it off to Borna. That was a good pass, and Borna did well to grab hold of that and score the basket. So they just can't get back into it at this stage, the Falcons. North Melbourne always seem to have that two-point reply. Still, nowhere to go. Gives it off to Green.
We'll see, Mike, that took about 10 seconds off the 30-second shoot clock just for Newcastle to get the ball up. And that's the whole effect of the defense, is to waste all that time. And there was Peter Harvey. I said earlier he needs to improve his outside game, and perhaps he can start in this last quarter by hitting a couple threes.
So they've cut it to single figures. Del Zoppo. The foul is on Trevelyan. Del Zoppo will shoot a couple. So 10.5 minutes to get back in this match, the Falcons. They trail by 9. But they certainly haven't given in at any stage.
No, they certainly haven't. The Falcons deserve credit. And here we have points by quarter. 25-21 North Melbourne had the lead at quarter time. They outscored them 31-28 in the second quarter. And Newcastle came back in the third quarter with a great quarter there, 36-19. Sorry, that should be 36-29. Sorry.
Del Zoppo gets both, so they're back out to a 11-point lead. Harvey. And there's got to be a foul. But Clark it is who gets his third personal foul. Mark Leader due to check back in for the Giants. Let's have a look at that again.
And here we see this, the first half, they got this ball, and Clark there reaches around, he got the ball, but also made contact with the player's back.
So Chris Steele to inbound for the Falcons.
Rebounds, Giants 41, Falcons 31. And we see the Giants now coming back in a man-to-man. And Bruce Palmer loves changing his defenses. Just makes the other team think a little bit. And what a matchup. We see Scott Fisher on Peter Harvey. And I don't think you'd see that too often. Mel Cooper decides, well, I don't think he saw that one, but he's going to make the call anyway. On the wrist. Very hard call to make in basketball, actually, when the players reach in. Hand is part of the ball, but if you get further up from the wrist, then it's a foul. And
high score margins, North Melbourne 75 to the Falcons 58, and the Falcons led 31-29. No score called by Mal Cooper from the side.
The Newcastle would have loved that to have been counted. Would have taken the lead to 7 and put Bullock on the line. And Maley back into the game.
And Bruce Palmer, one of the real good coaches of the National Basketball League. He certainly has lifted North Melbourne.
He's a character. He
loves to get fired up, doesn't he?
He loves to get fired up. He was like that as a player. What a great drive there. Bullock down the middle. He took on 3 North Melbourne Giants. They laid it in, no problem. And let's see if we can see a nice Falcon comeback here. Already they've come back. Peg the gap about 7 points.
Fisher with the ball.
Be a little bit harder now.
Maley. Del Zoppo called for it. Maley went outside to Leader. Leader now inside to Maley. Swivels on Green. Double D. Leader now fires up for 2 and makes the basket. Good basket, Mark Leader. And they're back out to 11. Fluctuating between an 11-point lead and a 9-point lead. James Bullock now to Peter Harvey at the top to Chris Steele. Was on fire in that third quarter. Bullock can't make it. Borna now to Leader. Quick to Del Zoppo. Out to Borna again. Borna has the standing jumper. Bullock gets another rebound. Quickly out to Trevelyan, who hasn't really played a big part in the game so far tonight. Off to Steele, quickly to Harvey. 3-point attempt. Peter Harvey missed everything. Bullock got the offensive rebound and nearly got the 2 points. And Borna gets the ball back. Del Zoppo now takes on everyone, goes to the glass, and the foul's on Troy Trevelyan. And Del Zoppo will go to the line to shoot a couple.
That was a good hard drive there by Del Zoppo. He takes on 2 players here because there's Green and Trevelyan back there. Confidence in the drive. And you notice he didn't use his left hand.
8:43 left in the match. North Melbourne Giants by 11. Scott Del Zoppo, 188 centimetres, 4 from the line tonight. And that just put the mockers on him. 80% and 60% in 1990.
Well, I think the stats going into this quarter, Newcastle was shooting something like 29% from the free throw line, which is just terrible. And North Melbourne probably shooting just a little bit over 50%. So both teams very cold from the free throw line.
Johnson to Bullock. Johnson back in the game for the Falcons, was still resting. Bullock looking inside for Al Green. Clark, good defence on Green, but Green gets it back in the paint. A little swivel move and gets the 2 points.
Well, how he put that one in, no one knows. He did about 3 turns there, but laid it in nice and soft.
Clark back out to Luda. Maley wants the ball. They really pressed their offence, North Melbourne. Now to Maley. The fall-away jumper. Harvey taps it out to Del Zoppo. And just calling the cut move. Takes on Troy Trevelyan, just throws up a hope and a prayer, gets the second shot, and Harvey gets the foul, and Del Zoppo will go to the line again.
Yeah, good hustle there by Del Zoppo. He took a pretty bad shot there, but he hustled to get the rebound. Then the foul was committed.
So Coach Ken Cole calls timeout as we have a look at some 7:55 left in the match. 94-84 in favour of the Giants.
Getting the ball from one side on the low post. I wanted to swing and find him on the other side. Every time we can put it in to the low post, we put it in. If you can put it into Bullock on the line, we put it in and he'll penetrate. Or you get Johnson open on the screen, or you, Troy. But I want Al in the low post, and I want to see how many times we can go back in and get it inside there. It's only 3 team fouls. We're still not into the bonus. Continue to extend your defence. This game is right out there. I want to go inside more and more and more and punish them. But we must make the transition defensive.
Score by quarters, 25-21. The North Melbourne Giants led to the first change. They led 56-49, then 85-75. And that's the margin at the moment, 95 now to the Falcons, 84. As Del Zoppo gets the first of 2 and the second of 2. So 96-84, just under 8 minutes left in this match. Peter Harvey now. They really are pressing. Oh, and he got hammered by Del Zoppo. That was like a coat hanger.
Yes, side ball.
It's some double D.
And there we go. No, and it probably looked worse than the first time, Mike. Peter Harvey got caught in the air there and lost his balance.
Bullock takes on leader, tries to go around the back, can't do so. The avenue cuts off. Harvey to Johnson. He gets inside the paint. And who will get the foul? Will it be Del Zoppo or Fisher? Scott Fisher, and that's his third personal. Michael Johnson will go to the line. So it's bash and barge stuff at the moment. The Falcons, team free throws 91, 72%. The Giants 79% tonight, 28% from the line. The Falcons and the Giants 66%. That is woeful.
I don't think this might be a record here to see which team can shoot the worst from the free throw line. And Mike Johnson put the second one in.
5 from 8 he's got so far tonight. That's much better than the team percentage. And a chopping foul on, is it Trevelyan? It is. Troy Trevelyan now with his third personal.
Good drive there by Maley, and actually looked like he lost the ball there. I didn't see any foul at all. It looked like he actually just lost the ball. And Referee Cooper was in a pretty bad position there because actually he was behind about 4 or 5 players, but still made the call. Maley will go to the line now. And he makes the lead 12, 97-85. And Newcastle's going to have to do something a little bit different here. They're going to have to come up with a full court press or something a little bit different if they want to have any chance of winning this game. They just can't trade basket for basket and hope to pull this one out. They're going to have to do something a little bit different.
20 points for Paul Maley tonight. Peter Harvey. The defence very keen by the Giants. Good pass by Johnson of Bullock, and he jams it away for 2.
10 points.
97-87. They need some good defence here, the Falcons. Maley has a three-point attempt. It lips out. Leader in there. He couldn't convert the basket. Fisher gets it back and he'll get the 2. Well, just a little bit unfortunate there. The Falcons didn't come up with the ball.
Also, they did everything right there, but to hold on to the ball. And gee, that kills you. When you do everything right, you play good defense, they miss a shot, you get position. And there's a move by Trevelyan. A bit too hard. It'll be Newcastle ball. No.
That really looked as though that was tapped out there by Clark, but the North Melbourne Giants come up with the ball.
Yes.
Leader to Fisher. Johnson quickly out on him. Fisher now takes on Michael Johnson. Screen set there by Maley. Maley calls for it inside, gets it. He's got to take on Bullock. Falls away with a little jumper and scores another 2 good points to Paul Maley. And they lead by 14. Harvey to Green. The Falcons really got their work cut out now with just over 6 minutes left in the match, and a blocking foul by Del Zoppo. No score, and Johnson and the Falcons will inbound from the side. No, it'll be a 1-on-1 because North Melbourne are in the bonus.
And there, Mike Johnson, we've seen him going to the basket a bit more than normal tonight, which is good to see. And the foul was committed before Mike Johnson left the ground, therefore it's side ball, or 1-on-1 should I say, rather than the 2 shots.
So the Falcons really scrapping hard, but they really can't make a dent in this lead. 5 from 8 from Michael Johnson. Makes the first. Doesn't waste any time at the line.
Now all players should have a rhythm there. Mike's fairly quick, couple of bounces, straight up.
12 points, the Giants lead.
And again, Newcastle going back, not putting any real pressure on. You think at this stage with 6 minutes to go and down that they might throw something different at him.
Fisher forced to throw it away. Leader with the ball. Makes a good basket.
And he's
there in that one.
Yeah, and he's hit a couple clutch baskets every time Newcastle gets a little bit close. Mark Leader, unsung hero. It's another one. And here comes Peter Harvey to the hoop. Paul Maley held his ground well there. And here we have a 2-on-2.
Forced to go out. Gives it to Fisher. Fisher with a little standing jumper, lifts out. Bullock gets the rebound. Just hands it to Al Green. Bullock now. To Harvey, to Trevelyan. And the foul is on Michael Johnson off the ball. Well, the referees making plenty of calls here tonight. The board's like a Christmas tree. Both teams now in the bonus, and the next 5.5 minutes could be fairly slow. Maley with the ball. Bullock intercepts. Leaders there in defence. Bullock, good move, misses the basket though. Under pressure, good defence by Mark Leader. Maley comes back quickly. He tries to go all the way to the hoop, does so. He can't make the basket. Troy Trevelyan now. He runs back just as quickly. Halts proceedings now. Gives it to Al Green. Del Zoppo was calling the defence. Green gets inside the paint, gets hammered, and Clark gets the foul, and Green will go to the line to shoot a couple. Bruce Palmer on his feet. Here it is again.
And there's Al Green. He loves that baseline move. He goes up and he draws the foul there. He held himself up there an extra second because he knew someone was going to get him.
Al Green, a magnificent career in the National Basketball League. None from 2 from the line. 23.6 career average. 6,500 points. And still holds the game high in the National Basketball League of 71 points in one game. 2 from 4. 103.91. So still time for the Falcons. It's a big ask. Leader. Falcons get it back. Harvey in good defence. Clark got the charging foul off the ball. And the Falcons cause the turnover.
And we saw Newcastle last time, picked them up three-quarter court, put some pressure on with 5 minutes to go. They're going to have to do that if they have any chance here at all.
Here it is. We might be able to pick. There it is in the back play. Peter Harvey and Michael Clark coming together. Clark sits now with 5 fouls. Of course, the new rules in 91 for the National Basketball League, each player has 6 fouls, but coach has taken him out, ekes him into the game. Green, the little hook shot, tapped in by James Bullock, and the Falcons aren't out of this yet as the lead's cut to 10.
Yes, a nice tap in there. Good hustle by Bullock into the boards. Now they're going to have to stop North Melbourne. So let's see how the defense happens, what they do here, because they've been pretty slack in the fourth quarter the last several games. Newcastle.
Del Zoppo to Luda. To Maley. Thought about firing up the 3. Time running out for the North Melbourne defence. James Bullock taps it away. Leader's got the ball. He's going to have to throw it up from there as time runs out. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Ken Cole is flat on his back in front of the Falcons bench. He just couldn't believe this. There it is. Time ran out in the shot clock. Leader just fired up and he's hit one from Broadmeadow.
Yeah, well, again, the Falcons have done everything right. They played good defense. They haven't given a good shot, and then you get beat by that. And there's a block there by Maley on Carr, going for a three-pointer.
Carr to Johnson. Johnson now gets inside the paint, goes all the way, rolls it off, gets the 2, will go to the line, Michael Johnson, to try and get the Falcons a point closer. Let's have a look at that leader shot again, Dave. He's just really off-balance everything, just fired her up, and nearly a swisher.
Yes, well, there was still about 3 or 4 seconds on the shot clock, so it was a bit of a rush shot. And
Andrew Gaze hit one from out there last year, and I think that was just a touch further out. Michael Johnson gets the 3-point play, and it's still a 10-point gap. Fisher with the ball now for North Melbourne. 3.5 minutes left in the match. North Melbourne seem to have that reply every time the Falcons get within earshot of mounting a real challenge. Fisher now takes on Johnson, the little hook shot. Won't fall for him on this occasion. Bullock taps it away. Harvey does well. Comes out quickly. The crowd roar encouragement. James Carr with the ball to Michael Johnson. Al Green now inside the paint. He gets hammered by Exum and will go to the line, Al Green. So they certainly haven't given up here, the Blacks of Newcastle.
Well, the pressure's really on North Melbourne. Newcastle has nothing to lose. They're at the bottom of the table. They're not going to go anywhere, so they can just come out and play.
Bruce Palmer calls timeout. 3:07 left on the clock. 106.96 in favour of the Giants.
Between the teams.
Interesting stat in the match so far, Dave Ankeny, that the North Melbourne Giants have 11 more points, or 11 points more than the Falcons from the charity line, and the score is only 10 points the difference.
Yes, that's right. At the end of the game, you have to look at those free throws. Those are, should be just about automatic points. Newcastle very, very disciplined from the line tonight, and I think that might be a point that they're going to have to look at before next game.
3 from 5 from Al Green from the line so far tonight. Make that 4 from 6. 49% to 51% the shooting percentage. 3 minutes left in the match. 8 points the difference.
Anyone's game yet?
Del Zoppo to Maley. Maley takes on Bullock. Gets around Bullock, goes in. Oh, and I thought James Carr got a hand on the ball, but he gets the foul and Marley will go to the line. Like to see that in replay.
And here we go. This is a good baseline drive here by Maley. Carr has no choice but to go after it, and I think he did get the ball, but he got the hand first, got the arm first. So good help. He had no choice but to go for it. And a bit of pressure here on Maley.
3 from 6. 3 from 7 make it. And the crowd give him a roar. 2 minutes 50 left in the match. And it's 9 points the difference. So a couple of three-pointers here to the Falcons and really get this crowd excited. Al Green to James Carr to Peter Harvey. Harvey now gives it back to Al Green to Michael Johnson. Good ball back to Al Green and towed over the line by Paul Maley, and the Falcons will inbound.
Well, I'm sure Mike Johnson and Al Green will be looking for the threes now.
Johnson the man to inbound. Harvey, Johnson, gets around Exum, gives it off to Al Green, off the glass, can't make it, and Green gets it back, but Bullock gets the foul. In there scrapping for the ball, just got a hand on Fisher. Here it is.
And Al Green goes up with his patent left hand one, this time it doesn't go in. And James Bullock, obviously a hand foul, didn't look like there was too much body contact. And Fisher goes to the line now.
1-1 for Scotty Fisher. 9 points they lead by the Giants. 6 from 8 from the line. He's one man that has shot pretty well from that position tonight. So there's that 10-point lead again with 2.5 minutes left in the match. Back out to 11. Makes the Falcons' job now just that little bit harder to get back in the match. Peter Harvey. Good teams are able just to trade those baskets, Dave.
Yeah, well, that's true. They don't panic. They go for the good shot when they get the ball down there. And Al Green, oh, he'll take that one. In and out, but back in again.
That could be the little bit of luck they need. Leader, nearly a foul there by Green. Gives it off to Fisher now. Fisher over to Maley. 2 minutes left in the match. Exum sees a little bit of space. Carr's there, taps it out of bounds. But referee Johnny Payne says James Carr had a hand in there. And Exum will go to the line to shoot a couple with 2:02 left in the match. So this line becoming a real problem for the Falcons as Ken Cole makes the change. Troy Trevelyan coming in to replace James Carr. 2:02 left in the match. 109-101 in favour of the Giants. None from one so far. Cecil Exum from the line. Well, he's got 1 from 2. Unconventional sort of shot from the line, but it was effective on that occasion. Little push, and the second one drops. So 10-point lead again. Falcons can cut the lead to 7 or 8, but they can't make it 5 or 6. Michael Johnson fires up for 3. He was hammered.
And he'll go to the line for 3, so pretty good tactics there by Newcastle, because not only do they get the shot off quickly to keep the clock in their favour, Johnson will now go to the line and hopefully pick up the 3 from there.
Ken Cole calls timeout for his Newcastle troops. 1:51 left in the match. The Giants lead by 10.
And he's going to have to bring something out here. Coach Cole will have to deep dig into his bag of tricks here with 2 minutes to go, 10 points down. Let's see what he can come up with.
Long way from over. So we've got to be 100% legit. You play legitimate defense here between your man and the bucket. They take that shot, we rebound, we make them take a toughie. We've got Al Green isolated on one side of the floor and Bullock working inside. Pete, if it comes this way on the next play down, and after that we go back to Al. We throw it to Al and everybody scream, take him to the bucket, and you two run a double screen on Johnson. Okay. We try and spring Mikey, and if we nail it, we come straight back into a full court press again. Right. If we need to foul anybody, we foul Exum. He's shaky now. You got Exum. You press the arse on him.
You want me to get Exum? Exum might try to take him long.
Go, you take Exum. Who have you got?
Leader.
Don't let him go by. Let's go.
Tom Weisman one of the assistant coaches hasn't played any part in the match tonight. He's sat in the owner's box.
Yes, quite surprising there. I don't know what the story is there. Not very impressed at the moment. And Mike Johnson's the line for 3. I'm sure we'll see Newcastle come out in a full court press if Mike can put these in. And
this is the first. That's 8 from 12.
Yeah, Mike, a very good free throw shooter, but I'll put him in tonight. And that one he'll take. If he hits this, it'll cut the lead to 8. Newcastle will have to get the ball back pretty quick with some good defense.
Full court press coming up.
Full court press, man-to-man coming up. They're looking to foul Exum. And if they're going to foul, they should make it pretty quick because the time is against Newcastle with 1:45 left to go in the game.
Fisher now taking on Johnson. To Maley. Maley now trying to get around Bullock. Does so on the baseline, gives it off to Fisher. Can they turn it over? Leader does well to give it to Del Zoppo. That's good scrapping. Maley now gets around Bullock. Has the shot. It lips out. Bullock, can he get the rebound? No. Exum gets the rebound and somehow gets the basket.
Well, that was a great shot from behind the basket. I don't know how he put that one in, but good hustle on the rebound. And 1:20 to go. Newcastle going to really have to pull something out now. They're going to have to hit a couple threes.
Well, they can't chew the clock down either. Michael Johnson's got to fire up almost immediately. He does so. Pretty ordinary shot. And Maley makes a very good, strong rebound, and James Bullock gets the foul. Well, the match is all but gone now. 10-point lead to the North Melbourne Giants. And Maley will go down to the other end of the court and shoot 1-1 as we see the action there. Maley made a big rebound, and Bullock was just unceremoniously over the top. And Maley will shoot 1-1. He makes these. It's well, it's nearly shut the gate now, but it'll be all over Red Rover.
Yes, I think you're right, Mike. And as you said earlier, good credit to Newcastle. They didn't give up.
Paul Maley, 5 from 9 from the line. And that gives them an 11-point lead with 1:05 left in the match. Make that 12-point lead.
25 points.
They need 4 3-pointers and 1 Elivari. Harvey. Green. Good defence again by the Giants. Green fires up for 3. Exum taps it out of bounds and the Falcons will inbound. But that chews up a couple of valuable seconds as far as the Giants are concerned. Harvey to Green. To Johnson. Back to Green. To Harvey. James Bullock. He has the standing jumper and makes 2. It's James Bullock. 39 seconds left in the match. Leader now. They'll be just content to chew up some time. Fisher into Maley. Bullock over there, but hammered by Trevelyan from behind. And Mr. Cooper and James Bullock had a little bit of a collision, and Bullock has a few more words to say. So Troy Trevelyan brings up his 4th personal. 30 seconds left in the match. The Falcons have scrapped pretty hard though tonight. Just been outplayed by a much more physical, more disciplined performance by North Melbourne.
Well, North Melbourne, very good side, and they mixed things up tonight. They threw all kinds of different things at Newcastle, and I think that threw them off their game plan just a little bit. But the Newcastle Falcons certainly haven't thrown in the towel. So they've still got another 10 games to go in the season, and I'm sure they're going to play out if they can do as well as they did tonight. We're going to see a couple of wins before the season's over.
Michael Johnson shoots the ball for 3. Leader, double team attempted there by the Falcons. They couldn't pull it off. Maley takes on the small man. Peter Harvey goes to the bucket. And Al Green with a big foul. And Maley will go to the line to shoot a couple. Good sportsmanship there in the heat of battle. 10 seconds left on the hooter. And it's 1:15-107 in favour of the Giants as we watch the replay. Al Green all over Paul Maley. And intentional foul called. So this will be shots and ball back.
Yes, well, at this stage of the game, they're only prolonging the agony.
And the first one drops for Paul Maley. And a tech foul on the bench.
And I think that could have been 2 there.
Fisher will come in and take the tech foul, 2 shots. But Fisher.
North Melbourne has 15 points.
10-point lead.
This quarter.
And 10 seconds left on the buzzer. They lead by 11. All they need to do is run the clock down. As Paul Marley gets the ball. Back to Mark Leader. To Scott Fisher. He has an attempt at 3 points. That was well short. James Bullock has the ball. And he hammers the ball against the backboard. And a very, very disciplined performance by North Melbourne. They are the winners. 118 points to 107.
The third August here at Brookvale on the City of Long. Newcastle Falcons versus the Gold Coast. And support the local teams tomorrow at the Hunters. At 8:30, you're home against the City Comets. Richard Ramey takes on Steve Calfino. Mark Woodland next to the Kings is also.
Well, I've got to fly because I've got to go and do a Wimbledon host.
First game at 6, the Scorpions versus Sydney City. Leading scorers tonight.